Hold on.
Jackson, you're irrelevant right now, by the way.
I got a better one for you. There we go.
All right.
There you go. See that?
That's all right.
That's better than UW and Oregon and all those Pac-12 schools you guys are talking about.
That's all right. All right. Let's get going. Couple things that we want to touch base on. So obviously, those of you guys that are here know that we had workout and practice canceled yesterday due to COVID issues. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that number one, go get tested. Okay. You guys were all sent the website, the link. It's free. I did it this morning. I'm going at 7 o'clock in the morning to do my testing. From what I understand, in order to come back to campus, we're all going to have to provide a negative test. So go get tested. That's number one. Okay. It really is painless. Just go to the website, fill out the information. Yeah, there's a lot of questions they ask, and it took about 10 minutes, to go through the registration process, but there were plenty of appointments available. And it tells you at the locations, it gives you all the locations within 50 miles of you. Not that you have to drive 50 miles, but it gives you the locations, and it tells you when the next available appointment or bank of appointments are. So I'm not doing mine in Santa Barbara. I'm doing mine in Buellton, which is closer to me. But they had appointments starting tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, so I'll be there. So that's number one. Make sure you just go get tested, okay? Yes, they put the Q-tip up your nose. It is what it is. You're all grown men. Deal with it. Get it over with, okay? And we'll move on from there. Now, secondly, this is hugely important, okay? I am putting my cell number, okay? And if you have my other cell number, you can text me on that. They're both iPhones, okay? I'm putting my cell number in the chat. If you are not receiving Healthy Roster text messages every morning, okay? If you're not receiving those messages, okay, you need to text me, obviously, your name and your K number so that we can provide it to Kathy so she can send it to HR or whoever so that they can get your K number added to the system, okay? So let me say that one more time. If you have not been getting the Healthy Rosters text message in the mornings, mine comes literally every morning like at 6 to 6:15, okay? If you're not receiving those text messages, you need to text me, and I'll give you my number. You need to text me your name and your K number. Does anybody not know what your K number is? Okay, I hope everybody understands what their K number is. Okay, so if you're not receiving those, you're going to text that to this number. Okay, and if you have my other number, like returners, you have my other number. That's fine. They're both iMessages. I'll get them. Okay, with me taking on the track job, I took a second cell number so I can kind of keep school and personal separate. All right, so that's kind of it there. So make sure, okay, and this third time, I know I'm saying it again, but for whatever reason, I know I'm going to have somebody, what were we supposed to text you, right? Okay, so if you have not been getting the Healthy Rosters text messages, or let me add this, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, okay, you need to text me your name and your K number, okay? That way they can get you to the system. And then when we do get allowed back on campus after this 2 weeks, more hopefully, after, we've been postponed for 2 weeks, then you'll all start getting the Healthy Roster app, and we can get checked in and we don't have to deal with that bull crap anymore. Okay, you guys all understand that. Okay, so I've said it 3 times. Hopefully you guys got it. Okay. Now, the third thing I want to touch on. Okay, we've gotten notified that there's guys going to the area high schools locally, trying to work out, climbing fences, essentially breaking into the school. Okay? Do not do that. Period. Okay? Coach has been notified that the next time it happens, they're calling the police because that is breaking and entering. You guys all understand me. Okay? I understand the fact that you want to be able to go get a workout in. You want to go get some field work in. I get that. Okay? But if a facility is not open and none of the high schools are open, you cannot climb a fence, squeeze through a hole in the gate, whatever the case. And even if there is no gate, you can't go there. None of the schools are open. Now, if you can find a park, if you can find somewhere else that you can get some workout in, you can go over to the beach, get some, I mean, you can do all of that stuff if somewhere's open. Okay. But if it is not open, you cannot use it. Okay. And it turns out that, like I said, there were 2 or 3 guys, the security guard at Santa Barbara High, and obviously they know Coach Moropoulos. So they let him know, but they also let him know that if it happens again, that they're going to be calling the police. And that's going to be the same at DP. That's going to be the same at San Marcos, any of the high schools. Okay. Now, if you find a park that's open, go for it. Throw your cleats on, get some footwork in, get some drill work in, whatever it is you need to do. Okay. But
Which I was told that they can work out at San Marcos. It's just Santa Barbara High was the guy that Marop wanted us to talk about. But if there's schools like San Marcos who is open, we could essentially go there. I mean, just confirm with one of us first, but there are options around, guys. But Santa Barbara High is definitely a no-go.
I just had heard guys were jumping fences at San Marcos early in the summer. So, if they're open, okay, great. But if a facility's closed, okay, don't be a dumbass and try to break in and, I got to get my work in. Well, get your work in, but get it in somewhere that's open. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right. So those 3 things: get tested. Okay. Text me your name and K number if you're not getting the healthy rosters text or you hadn't been this week, so that we can get you added to the system, and make sure that you are getting your workouts in at an open facility. And we know for sure right now that Santa Barbara High is not an open facility. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments on that? Coaches, you guys want to add anything to that?
If you guys need any recommendations on where to work out, shoot me a text. Me and Aiden drove around the entire town, and we have a couple fields. Marop was in here this morning and recommended one out by East Beach. There's spots for you guys to get work in, but like Coach Willis just said, if you're having to jump a fence to go work, probably not good things aren't going to happen, all right? And I think the guys who were on Santa Barbara's film, they weren't our football players, but we want to make sure that that's not us at all. Right? If you're wearing this right here, SBCC football, and you're jumping a fence somewhere, you're not doing good for our program. So if you need any recommendation on where to work out, shoot any of us coaches a text, and we'll send you a list.
Right. And the only reason Santa Barbara's not available, guys, is it's still under construction. They haven't finished that project. So not only is it not open, it's a safety hazard.
Okay.
So
good. All right. Now, a couple of things football wise. Okay. So yes, no, we got one day in the spring. We got one day in the fall of work. At least we got to get some work in. Offense didn't even get to get work in before we got shut down. That being said, what we're going to do is take advantage, not today, we're not going to go into anything because I want you guys to do and work on at least those 2 things that we just talked about, right? The getting tested and getting me your information. But what I am going to do for those of you, because we have quite a few new guys who may not know what Just Play is. Okay, you may be in Just Play, but you may not know how to use it. All right, so that being said, I'm going to Share my screen. Share. All right, you guys can all see my screen. All right, I'm going to go in and for everybody, I'm going to leave some stuff available. I'm going to take out the 2-man and the summer install stuff right now. Actually, I'll leave the summer install, but I'm going to deactivate some stuff. Okay, again, we're going to kind of go back to the beginning. Okay, obviously, if you were here through the summer or if you're a returner, you know this stuff. But again, you never know it. Always review it. Okay, but when you go in, obviously, shit, I hit the wrong thing. What the heck? When you go into the summer 2 install, okay, you're gonna look up everything all the way down to sky and black. Okay, I'm gonna disable 2 hard, 2 carry, 2-man Florida, smoke and whack 'em for now. Okay, so your homework for defensive football for the next week, okay, is to review, you know, how do we call our gaps? How do we do our alignments, right? You're going to go through, it's all here, right? You're going to go through, you know, personnel groupings. How do we label them? How do we talk about motion? What bases, where and over, what's the G? You're going to have plenty to go over for the next week so that when we go next week, we'll spend all time with football, okay? And we will just start with our endo. The beauty of this is we've got a 3.5 month period right now, right? From now to December to really get everything put in. Now, the difference between now and this summer is that hopefully at the end of this 2-week period, we'll be back on the field working at least once a week, right? And then we can, you know, go over it. You know, Tuesday we'll do it on the field, and then Thursday we'll come in the meeting and we'll review and either watch film or go over whatever it is we're going to meet about, right? So we're kind of ramping our steps up to January, all right? By the time we get to January, okay, we should have a solid foundation of what we are defensively. That's the goal, okay? You know, and yeah, you know, it's a process. Yeah, we hit a 2-week hiccup. It's okay, right? I mean, it sucks, okay, but it's not the end of the world. We're all still breathing, okay? Make sure you get tested, you know, as I say that, okay? And if anything, I would hope that what has happened and being shut down and having the break right now, I would hope that it illustrates to you guys the importance of your behaviors away from campus. Okay. You know, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Right. And I'm going to talk to you, and I know this is being recorded, but we're the only ones that are going to see it. But, you know, chase and tail, hanging out, all that other stuff, guys, you have to honestly think about and ask yourself a question. Okay. And this is 100% real. Is it worth me, right, ruining or limiting my opportunity to have a chance to play football in January? Because that's the importance, right? Yeah. And it's important to stay healthy and all this other stuff and whatever the case is. I get all of that, right? But you're a student athlete. You're a football player that has a goal in your mind. All right. And I'm going to just be honest with you. All that tail you're chasing and you think you have to have, and some chick says she wants, oh, you got to come hang out with me. Hey, can't do it. I got things I want to do. I got a goal that I want to accomplish. Okay. And I'm just here to tell you guys, if it's there for you now, it'll be there for you later. And I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So you got to let the big head, this one, overrule the little head. Okay. And I'm just going to keep it real with you. Okay. And it's so funny because I'm telling you, I was your age. I was in college, right? I made a lot of dumb decisions over dumb stuff. Okay. And you have to understand, what am I here for? What are my goals? Okay. And you have to understand the importance of the crap that's going on right now. Okay. You guys, I mean, I don't know how you personally feel about COVID and what's happening, but I'm here to tell you it's real. Okay. I have a 90-year-old grandma I take care of, and I love her with all my heart. And I do everything I can to stay safe. Okay. Coach is in the same boat. Marop's in the same boat. He takes care of his mom, who's 91. And I'm sure any and all of you have people that you care about that you don't want to get sick, and, you know, let alone yourselves. So understand what I'm saying, right? The girls are going to be there. The parties are going to be there, right? Hang out with each other. Shit. Become tighter as a team. Do things together. Okay. And, you know, just be smart, guys. And I know it feels like everybody's harping on you about, oh, they don't know. Or you may feel, oh, I could do this. I can get, I'm telling you, that which is done in the dark will always come out in the light. I'm sure some of you have heard that throughout your life. Okay. And just when you think it won't happen to you, guess what? It happens. Okay. So just be smart. Nobody's telling you got to become a prude and you got to swear off girls for the rest of your, that's not what it's about. But for whatever reason, when we're young men, everything bad that happens to us, some way or another, there's a woman involved in it. And my wife is sitting right there, and she's laughing because she knows I'm right. Okay. And I get it. It's hard being a young man. It is hard. And it's even doubly hard when you're a student athlete. Okay. But you got to have the discipline and the desire to go get the things you want and to make the sacrifices. Guys, listen to this. I'll tell you a story. I was talking to my wife at the end of my career. I can't tell you how many holidays, birthdays, Christmases, Thanksgivings, family trips that I missed because I had to sacrifice because I was a football player. I'm an athlete, right? And you have to resolve yourself that being an athlete, that's just what happens. I mean, you ask any of us, you ask Coach Weed, ask Coach Pateras, ask any of us as coaches, the sacrifices that it takes to be an athlete. And if you're not willing to make those sacrifices, then when we ask, are you willing to do whatever it takes to be successful? And you say, yeah, then you're probably not being very honest with yourself. Okay. So just, I can't stress it enough how important that is. Okay. Coaches, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, coach, just talk about that necessary evil. Shit that we don't want to do, but we have to. I mean, it's just, and as you get older, gentlemen, it's going to be more relevant, man. I mean, and the older you get, the more you put off that necessary evil, and excuse my language, but the more of a piece of shit you're going to be. And that's just what it comes down to. The lazier we get as we get older, it starts to seriously reflect on your life. Right? And right now, the women that you guys are chasing, they ain't worried about your job. They ain't worried about your income. They ain't worried about your degree. You guys are all young and dumb, so you're just kind of looking, hey, that looks good. But as you get older, those girls, like, if you don't meet one early on, they're going to judge you for not having your life together. They're going to judge you for not being a dude who's got his shit to get, like, have a good job with a good stable income and a good family around you. Girls see right through that, man. And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that person in life, right? Think about the legacy you want to set for yourself. So necessary evil, boys. Learn to love it.
Good. Anybody else? Coach Stone, you got any words of wisdom?
Well, fellas, all I can really say is, hey, just try to make good decisions, and think about things before you do them. A lot of times I know, like, when I was younger, sometimes I just run right into something, and, like, not really consider exactly what the consequences are going to be. But it's always good to really think through things thoroughly. And I really like the points that the coach was just making right now. I still remember back when I was a young man and all that stuff. And, like, women will judge you on that. And, like, if you don't have your life together. I'm actually recently one of my old girlfriends back in my UCSB that I actually played football at UCSB back when they had a program. And,
damn, Coach, you old.
Yeah, hey, it's real though. But it's kind of funny. One of my old girlfriends posted a picture of us, and I remember that conversation that she was having with me, saying, like, you know, what are your plans? What are you doing? You know, what's going on with you? You know, and it was you just think about some of those moments in your life sometimes that you wish you could have back, or things that you wish you could do differently. And so, you know, there's a lot of things I wish I had done differently. You know, I played at UCSB. You know, it was Division II football. It was okay. I probably could have done better if I would have worked out harder as a younger guy. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it was just important to play football because I love football. So I went through my, you know, my 4 year of playing in college, which was a lot further than a lot of guys I knew did. But that doesn't mean I couldn't have done better. And so think about that yourselves. Like, how can you do better? How can you be better? What do you really want out of this right now? Do you want to continue playing football? Really? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to play football so that you can go to a better school, or go to a school where you can get a good career afterwards and all that? So, you know, just think about what you're doing, and, you know, just consider your actions and the consequences. That's all I can really say.
Good. All right, guys, listen. I didn't, you know, those were 3 things that we needed to talk about. They're important. Okay, I don't like always having heavy topics to discuss, right? I get that, but those 3 things we talked about today are hugely important as it pertains to our ability to get back on the field. Does that make sense? You know, we all want to get back to campus. I don't know about you guys, but even though it was only Monday and Tuesday, the shit felt good just being there, being on the field, being out in the air, right? Listening and being able to hear the waves crashing on the beach while you're warming up or while we're out at practice, right? We all want to get back to that, but the only way we can get back to that is if we're all personally responsible, number one, right? By what we're doing when we're away from campus, okay? Go get tested, okay? And be smart where you're going to get work in while we're not allowed to be at school. Those 3 things will go a long way into getting us back to school, okay? That being said, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Good to go? All right, so again, let me just remind you, if you have not been getting a healthy roster text, send me your phone, or shoot me the text. It's my number's in the thing. Shoot me your name and your K number, and I'll get it to Kathy. Be smart, go get tested. Okay, I'm pretty sure they're going to make all of us, including coaches, have a negative test to give to them before they let us come back to class. So make sure you stay on it and be smart where you're working out. All right. Other than that, that's all I got. And we'll be in touch with everything else. I'll get this video posted. I'll get it uploaded and posted to YouTube, and I'll post it in Just Play, and I'll make sure the link is fixed for next week's meeting as well. All right. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Stay on top of your classes, and I'll talk to you soon. Coaches, stay on if you can.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem, guys.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Who is SBCC 2020?
I don't know, but it's not a coach or a player, so don't let him. They should have been
physical education meeting too. Remember?
Yeah, they were in that meeting. I'm not sure.
Gamer is
the Wyoming, right? Okay. Are you?
He was in the meeting. Jordan Murray.
I know. Jordan, are you still on, Jordan?
Yeah, he was.
I know he's still showing, but he may have logged off. I think he logged off and is just hanging in there.
Yeah.
I'll remove him.
Yeah, sometimes it does that.
Yeah. Come on. How's the party going, AJ?
I don't know. I haven't joined it yet. I mean, they're in and out, running back and forth.
Oh, sorry.
What's up, Tim?
What's up, Coach?
Oh, sorry, AJ. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Hey,
no, you're good. You're good.
I'm often out of the loop on things, so I don't even know what happened at the practice. So what actually happened?
What happened? So one of the kids was hanging out with some chick. Her roommate was sick, didn't tell anybody. And
Wow.
so he felt sick, didn't come on Monday, which was smart, but he lives with 6 other guys. He lives with 6 other players who 2 of them have tested positive. So, obviously we have to report to Kathy. 2 had reported positive, 2 were negative, and we hadn't
Moreno's
heard about.
positive, too.
So then that makes 3 positives and 2
Yeah.
negatives.
We're on.
So, with reporting to Kathy, she canceled yesterday, and then so we're suspended for 2 weeks. So
On the
and
first
then
day.
yeah, so and it stems from shit that happened a week and a half before, but it still stems from doing dumb shit. So or dumb stuff. Let me stop the